Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin, big of the CoinsKid crew. So respect the data, not emotion, and right now the data is suggesting that, we're on the cusp of a major move here in the crypto markets because of the DXY. Because the DXY right now has printed the death cross. Look at that, and that's something we've been looking at for a very long time as a community right here. Like I said to you, we've got this massive bearish pattern, the broadening ascending wedge, breaking down just there, and at that point we've seen a beautiful time for Bitcoin, haven't we, since last year. Initially we did go with the DXY, went down with the DXY because I think that at that point we got a black swan, and I've gone through this with you with the FTX fallout. I think Bitcoin was creating a beautiful rounded bottom, and it was looking to come up through its 20-week EMA as this began to break down through its 20-week EMA. It was looking for Bitcoin to pop, but it dropped basically. But as soon as it found its feet just there, Bitcoin began to come up, and this began to come down. I can show you right now. If I drop the Bitcoin chart in, go to compare symbol at the top, new price to scale, you can clearly see what I'm talking about. We've got this beautiful bottom just there, and we're creating this beautiful rounded bottom. And at this point just here, as the DXY began to break down through its weekly 20 EMA, Bitcoin was looking to break above its weekly 20 EMA, but we got the black swan, the FTX fallout, and this is where Bitcoin found its feet. This continued to come down, and boom, Bitcoin absolutely bolted. And you can clearly see at the moment we've got an inverse correlation in the sense that what we've got is that bottom just there for the DXY where it ran into our technical target. At that point Bitcoin put in an irregular ABC correction in my opinion, and at that point when that topped, this is where Bitcoin bolted again. Okay, so what I think is happening right now is an inverse correlation. We've got a little bit of support right now as Bitcoin is going through some kind of correction, so I would anticipate the fact that we've got this death cross right now is actually a bullish signal, because in the last 6 years it's shown as it is a bullish signal. I'm going to go through this with you. Okay, it's not rocket science. So right now I would anticipate some kind of retracement back up into this death cross as Bitcoin continues this sort of correction before going again. So once it starts to lose its support and drops, you're going to see Bitcoin continue. It really is that simple. Okay, the inverse of that is if a DXY starts to bust a move, this will just continue to come down the stairs basically. So it's a perfect setup. But what we've got is a signal in the charts right now that we can't ignore. Okay, and it's data not emotion. This is something I always say to you. Okay, data not emotion. Let's move to the left right now and take a look what happened the last time we got the death cross. So we got one in 2020 just down. I remember how bearish people were on the crypto markets at that point as well. We'd just come out of a V-shaped recovery from the corona dump. This began to come back down, created a death cross, rallied into the death cross, which is something I'm expecting right now. Bitcoin had a correction into this death cross as well, but once this started to reject the death cross and come back down the stairs like this for the remainder of the year, what happened to Bitcoin? Absolutely took off into space. Okay, easy, simple technical analysis, not bullshit, not opium, it's data. Okay, let's move to the left and look at the previous death cross in 2017. So there's some kind of cycle going on every 3 years at the moment for the DXY, and this is something I was looking at last year as confluence of the fact that I did think that 2022 into 2023 will be a really good time to be in crypto. So far so good. Okay, so right now what we've got, if you take a look, is a breakdown, and as we start to come up here, we had a correction into the death cross. As this came into the death cross to confirm it, everyone would have been really bearish on Bitcoin there, saying it's going to come down the stairs, just like they are now saying it's going to come down the stairs. But what we got is a rejection of a death cross, the confirmed bearish signal for the DXY, and the continued downtrend here. And what happened to Bitcoin? Boom, took off into space. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a potential scenario right now that we've got a massive impulsive move loading for Bitcoin when people least expect it, but we've got a little cheat code in the sense that what we've got is a death cross just there. So it's not rocket science, it's not crystal ball, it's not time machine or anything like that. It's data, it's technical analysis, it's really simple, and it's staring at you in front of the face. Okay, obviously it can be invalidated, there's no guarantees, but it's data, and this is something I'm relaying to you on a daily basis. So good luck everybody. I hope we get the big impulsive move. Obviously it'll be amazing because we'll ride it up. I'll try and find you all the resistance and support on the way up, but it would be amazing if we get a continued breakdown in the DXY here, the confirmation of death cross, and this continues to come down. Now where do I think the DXY will bottom? That's the big key, isn't it? That's a big question on everyone's lips, that where will Bitcoin top if it does start to break parabolically, and where will it the DXY bottom? So if we do get a continued breakdown here for the DXY and it continues to come down, and we've got the confirmation and it's really bearish, and we've got the confirmation inverse correlation that Bitcoin's bullish, then we will see the death cross and we will see it come down. So where would it bottom? I'm going to take a little bit of a guesstimation right now as to where we might see the bottom for the DXY. Let me show you right now. Okay, so looking at the DXY to find the bottom, then what we could do is just drop a trend line in, just like this downtrend here. We've got this support before the bull trap, and then the downtrend. Okay, we've got this support here before the bull trap, then the downtrend basically. So just here what we have got is one point of contact, second point of contact, third point of contact, one point of contact, second point of contact, third point of contact, bottom there, bottom there, okay, and you create that beautiful double bottom before coming upstairs, create that lovely little ascending triangle before coming upstairs, basically. So we've not got any kind of reversal signature in the minute for the DXY, which shows us that, you know, that Bitcoin's still continuing to go up, basically, until we start to get the reversal on the DXY as an inverse correlation. But anyway, aside from that, we could just say, okay, we're looking for 3 points of contact and a downtrend here for the DXY before we can get remotely bullish on the DXY again and sort of look for some kind of reversal pattern. So what we could do is just say, okay, let's copy this trend line right now. Copy is Control C, Control V, obviously, as you're fully aware, and we could say, okay, let's try and get as many points of contact right now on this trend line. So you've got support just there, like this leg of support before the bull trap, this leg of support before the bull trap, this leg of support before the bull trap, okay, and what we've got is a breakdown right now for the DXY. So you could say, okay, well, you know, when the DXY gets the third point of contact down here on this trend line, I'll jump out of crypto just then, you know, and it really is that simple. So right now, if we've got this huge downtrend here, resistance, support, and right now we're sort of slowly but surely coming down the stairs for the remainder of the year here, you know, if we stretch this trend line out towards the end of the year, which is where I'm expecting the sort of big impulsive move to end, to be honest with you, so we could say, okay, whenever this gets down to this trend line again, you know, that's the time to sort of jump out of crypto, just like this big parabolic move where we've got the bull trap, point of contact, resistance, point of contact, bottom, see you later. We've got this resistance, this bull trap, support, resistance, boom, see you later, double bottom, get out of crypto, basically. So right now we could be looking at something very similar, you know. We've got this support, and we're looking for the third point of support before we actually sort of get a bit toppy on Bitcoin and crypto right there. So I'll keep an eye on this. I'll keep this trend line in right now because we have got some kind of similarity right now between what's happened before and what's happening right now, okay? And equally at that point as well, if you take a look, we did get the def cross, and right now we've got the def cross. So, you know, it is kind of acting like it has before. We've got the bull trap, support, resistance, drop, basically. We've got the bull trap, support, resistance, drop, bull trap, support, resistance, drop, def cross, def cross, def cross. Okay, so until we start to do something like this, we've got to project to that, and it really is simple. It's technical analysis. So I'll keep you updated as best I can. Equally, what we want to see as well, obviously, is bullish divergences in the RSI and the MACD to give us a confirmation reversal pattern as well on the DXY. Okay, so the minute the DXY turns a corner and starts to look bullish, I will tell you. Okay, but in a minute, you still look like you project into the downside, and you've got your def cross, and we're looking for some kind of third point of contact to confirm that, you know, you've got your sort of bottom pattern down here with reversal. And at this point here, this is the time to get out of crypto, which could be towards the end of the year right there. Okay, so let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now. So I'll just quickly go through some of the sentiment indicators. The fear and greed is currently sitting sort of mid-term right there in a possible correction, which is nice. I think last month we were 64, so we're a little bit greedy. Market's having a bit of a cool off. It's quite neutral at the moment. This is a sort of level in a bull market where you do want to buy, basically. So let's take a look at the CBBI right now. So the CBBI is currently sitting at 26. It was 25 yesterday. I'm looking for this to come back just a little bit more because it did do it previously where it ran in sort of 29 just there, and we started a retracement back before we broke out. So we sort of ran into the same level just there, 29, and we came back to roughly the low 20s before breaking out again in a big correction way back there. Okay, so again, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again, obviously, but right now if we drop the CBI, zoom in a little bit like this, and we can see what's going on. Okay, so we've got some kind of little correction that we're going through, obviously, in the CBBI as well, sort of flatlining right there, and obviously the price action is coming back as well for Bitcoin. A little bit of a pickup yesterday over the weekend. This is why we're seeing it sort of jump towards 26. The correction could be in, possibly. We'll have a look in the charts in a minute to see if we can identify the correction being in. But if we do come back, sort of the low 20 mark is where, you know, I think it could be a little sweet spot for Bitcoin going forward. Okay, so I'll keep you updated on the CBBI going forward. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now. So looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, then there is a possibility we might bounce here. So I wouldn't get too bearish at key support right now. I know we've printed on the weekly time frame, we've actually printed a bearish engulfing candle. So a lot of people will see that and immediately begin to jump into shorts. Okay, and that will just provide liquidity for some kind of short squeeze. So I would not be shorting at this level. I would actually be looking to go long and against the crowd right now. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And again, I've not got a crystal ball, nothing to say is financial advice, but I would actually be looking to go long at this point. Okay, with my top stop loss down there really tight. Obviously, if it starts to roll, I get stopped out, and is what it is. But I like to go against the crowd. So right now, what I'm looking at is some kind of free wave down. Got on 1, 2, 3, and right now we're looking at some kind of retracement back up before another drop. And this would be a perfect little ABC correction right now. So I'm looking to go long here with my stop loss down here really tight to ride this little retracement back up before a final drop down there, and we've got a perfect ABC correction coming back down to support. Okay, one thing that would negate that is if Bitcoin right now found support and starts to come up and takes out that high, then obviously, you know, Bitcoin's found its correction. We've got a perfect little ABC here, and right now we're beginning another impulsive move to come up for Bitcoin. Okay, so it's all a game of support and resistance. Right now I'm going to show you everything I'm going to do. As soon as I've made this video, I'm actually going to go long on Bybit. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance. I'm going to show you right now what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm going to put my stop down there, and I'm just going to open a long right now wherever it is and look to come back up in a retracement back to the high for Bitcoin. Okay, so again, this could go against me. This is why you apply stop losses. So what I'm looking at is retracement. So I'll be looking to close out that long roughly around about the 0.5 fib at 29.038, okay, for Bitcoin. If it begins to come back up like this, starts to come up, I'll be looking to exit my long as it begins to come back up. I'll probably take like partial profit on them levels of resistance right there, okay. And again, I've not got a crystal ball. I can't guarantee that this long will play out, but what I try to do is try to identify opportunities for you in the charts, okay, and you know, places to go long and places to go short. So I'm looking to go long. As soon as I made this video, I'll put my stop down here on 27145. You know, look for this to be some kind of 1, 2 reversal pattern down there, some kind of ascending triangle like this, and bust a move and start to come back up into these key levels of resistance. We've got the 0.5 fib at 29038, we've got the golden ratio at 29504, and we've got the 702 at 29840. Take these levels of resistance out, start to see closes above them body of the candles just there, and take that 1 fib. Most importantly, I think we've got another impulsive move here, and we're looking at that 1618 at 33762, which confirms, you know, you're getting above that skinny little line up there. So the key support below to remain bullish going forward for Bitcoin, I'll drop them fibs back in for you right now. The key level of support below is this yellow line, okay. If we see multiple closes below that yellow line, which is a weekly 20 EMA, that's bearish, and that level currently sits at 24784. Multiple weekly closes below that key level support is bearish, okay, because we don't usually lose that and fall below that in the bull market. It's something I'm trying to convey to you. So right now I'd be a little bit more inclined to go long with a really tight stop loss, just to try and make some money in this potential retracement before another drop, basically, for Bitcoin. A perfect A, B, C wave correction back down to the 20, this swing high, and the top of the Gaussian channel, which would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? But you know, I wouldn't count on it because Bitcoin tends to go against the herd, and I think everybody is expecting that retest of that high just there, which is that 25k mark, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed that update. Remember, you can go long, you can go short, you can do all this on Bybit. Don't be an over leveraged degen, and you know, don't go in with your life savings. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.